Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Hunter Loves Voiceplay podcast. Another episode in the series of videos, of Halloween videos that I'm going to be sending out through the month of October. I'm going to try. It hasn't been easy, but I'm going to try. So, we are here to talk about another amazing video, and my dear friend Carly is going to just absolutely adore this one. And no, I'm not talking about the Halloween video that I sent for her a couple days ago. No, sir. But on October 13th, this video had managed to finally reach 10 million views. And everybody has been talking about this one. When this one came out, everybody was talking about it. Everybody was going crazy about it. And I completely understand why. So without further ado, I am going to say the title of this one. And it is The Nightmare Before Christmas's OOGIE BOOGIE'S Song, done by Voiceplay. Now, watching this, going from my knowledge of this is Halloween, I was already in love with Voiceplay. So I was like, you know what? What else can they possibly do to push the envelope? Little did I know that OOGIE BOOGIE was going to have so much success as it did. And, oh my god. Because I think I said this in the last episode too, I instantly get transported into this other world when it comes to Halloween videos out of Voiceplay, whether it be Lane doing the arrangement or Jeff doing the arrangement. You just instantly get transported to this other world. And, instantly, it's like, you're in OOGIE BOOGIE's lair, you see Santa Claus, he wakes up, he's like, oh, shit. I am in trouble. And then, Jeff was lead on this song, and it was just an amazing, amazing choice. It was Lane's arrangement, very sick arrangement, might I add. Just, my goodness. He really, I just have to speak about Lane for a minute. I'm starting to know the guy a little bit more. I'm starting to understand him a little bit better, even though I probably never will. But, I don't think you can. But, just to see the complexity of his arrangements, but also just to have, just a feel to them that it's just like, oh my god, there's just so many elements to it that just keep me in awe. For him to choose to have Jeff push his vocal ability to that certain, just to the certain caliber that he does in this song, check it out for yourself. I just am appalled by Jeff at this moment, because this particular note that he hits at the very end, now it's not really much of an issue for Jeff, because he has hit lower notes than that. He's always breaking his record, and it's all with Lane's lovely, lovely pushing. Jeff would not agree with me on this. He'd be like, Lane, you're an asshole, stop. But, yeah, it's just, I think it's always just with that general support that Lane kind of tells him to do, that it's like, I believe in you, but, I'm also going to be an ass and tell you just to do it, because it's like, I know you can. But anyway, that's kind of a side note. But Lane is just, I appreciate him so much for giving Jeff that push. Jeff may not necessarily like it, but the final product always amazes me. So going back to OOGIE BOOGIE'S Song here. So you see OOGIE BOOGIE, he's coming out and he's torturing Santa, which he does. Sandy, if you will. And who actually manages to be played by Pat, who is Kathy's brother, Pasquale. So then that would be Jeff's brother-in-law, so to speak. And, so he basically just gets to sit there in a Santa suit, tied up to a chair almost all day. It's fun because that video, thankfully they record the tracks beforehand, because they had been shooting Trapped that same, I think it was either that same day or just a couple days previously, and they had gotten laryngitis from sitting in the horse trailer. And, the smell of manure, just isn't good on people's voices in the long run. So so Jeff had that extra kind of raspiness to his voice, not in OOGIE BOOGIE, but in behind the scenes. And it's like, ooh. But, going back to character acting, again, Jeff brought the persona of Oogie Boogie to the forefront. It was like, he knew what he was doing with Oogie Boogie. He was not trying to be, Ken Page. He was not trying to be Ken Page in any sort of sense. If anything, no offense, Jeff, you do an amazing Oogie Boogie. For a bass Oogie Boogie, you do an amazing job. But Tony's Oogie Boogie, oh my god. Oh my god. He gives props for that. Because he's very, very close. Extremely close. But, like, he's not exactly a Ken Page, in all. But very, very close. As far as it comes to, like, impression-wise. And it's just, I absolutely love it. So, going back to Jeff. He's, they're all dressed in costume. So, Lane is Zero. Jeff is Oogie Boogie. Earl, Jay, and Ellie are dressed as Lock, Shock, and Barrel. And it's just always so much fun just to see the costuming. And the lighting was absolutely amazing, because it's like, you get the dark blues, you get the green, you get the reds, and you get all of that, just that sinister, and like even those moments of like where he's in the dark and he's in the shadows. And it's like, I just absolutely love that arc, because it carries it along so well. And I'm just always so happy about that. So Jeff does an amazing Oogie Boogie. He brought, like I said, he brought him to the forefront of his performance. And what I did not pick up on near the end of this, I just thought, because I was listening to the original, and I had it in my head that the original was just going to, like, they were just going to carry it on with the original. Little did I know that were going to have the breakdown kind of right in the middle. And where it's like, you're joking, I can't believe my ears. And there is a neck break sound in there that threw me off completely. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. I'm like, okay, what was that? And then, the character acting, like Earl goes into character acting just always amazing. And it's like, you aren't comprehending the predicament that you're in, or the situation that you're in, or whatever the lyrics are. It's too early in the morning for me to be thinking about lyrics. And it's just, they just deliver the singing as the character. They don't necessarily just sing it, they go into character. Like, Earl goes into that nasally kind of, like, he just brings it to the forefront of his mask, if Jeff would say, and he just brings it forward. And it's like, I love that, because they want to make it believable for the audience, and that's what kind of sets them apart from everything else for their performance, is that regardless of the hours of makeup, regardless the hours of, like, choreography, if any, regardless of, takes upon takes upon takes, it's always telling the story, and I love it. And Halloween, my love of Halloween has grown since then. So, like, and then it's like, it goes as, it's hopeless, you're finished, you haven't got a prayer. And Earl scared me the first time when I heard him say that, because he's just like, you haven't got a prayer. Like, he just went right into it. And I'm like, oh god. So then Jeff comes in, and in the original, it's like, well, I'm Mr. Oogie Boogie, and you're not going nowhere. Like, just very sinister, like, it's like, it's not, like, you're done. Like, basically, there's no way out of this. But then Jeff managed to say, I'm Mr. Oogie Boogie, and you ain't going, and he goes all the way up into kind of the top of his range, hits a gorgeous high B that even when I've listened to it on repeat, I'm just like, holy man, because, like, I was still experimenting with Jeff's voice. Like, I didn't realize that he had the range that he did, because I was just listening to This Is Halloween, and I just had heard bass. That's all I had heard, like, that's all that I was accustomed to. And then when he went up into that high B, and then starts swinging his all the way down into that, and here's where it gets good, my friends, where it gets good. Because he goes all the way from high B on I'm the Oogie Boogie Man, high B, all the way down. And when I say down, I'm saying down. He goes all the way down to a subharmonic E1. So he's going a couple octaves off of the piano. And first time I heard that, I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, no way. I'm like, there's gotta be some sort of vocal thing happening there. Like, true, there is some very good production moments in these videos that you don't seem to catch on. And then it kind of gives you that idea of like, oh, well, like anybody can do that. Like, you know, kind of criticize it a little bit more. But I had missed it the first time. I will say, it fell on deaf ears. I did not pay attention to it all that much. And because I could just hear Ellie, Earl, and Jay. So I was more focused on like the higher notes than I was the lower ones. But then all of a sudden I listened to it a second time and I'm like, whoa, wait, hold up. I'm like, what the hell is that? And then sure enough, it was just like that low, bassy, resonant. And I'm like, oh my god. Like, I'm like, how? What? Like, my soul just left my body at that specific moment. And then there's like evil laughing. And then they, you know, say subscribe. And then they go to This Is Halloween again. And I'm just like, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to feel about it. And then I just went back and played that E1 on repeat. Just so that I could get a good understanding of what the hell had just happened and what I was just listening to. And then it was fun because I had started to meet up with some fellow or practicing bass singers, if you will, that were friends of mine. And I was like, yeah, like, you've listened to Oogie Boogie, have you not? And then I'm like, well, yeah, sure. Like, I've listened to it almost every Halloween up to this point. Yeah, all year round, actually. And, you know, they're like, well, would you believe that I could hit the E1? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, send me those files, man. Like, tell me that you can actually do it. And people have been able to do it. And I'm like, that's incredible. And I am so super proud. Like, even when people say to me, it's like, oh, I'm 15 years old and I can hit an E1. I'm like, yeah, dude, like, get out of here. Like, get out of here. That is amazing progress. Amazing. So, yeah, Jeff, I think, has really inspired a lot of young bass singers with that note, particularly to show people that it is a possible thing. But, you know, ever since then, he has hit lower notes than that, lower than the E1. The dude has hit an A0, I believe, somewhere in there. B0, I know for sure. And then I think there's something B1 in chest, I think is like the lowest right now. And it's like, it's like, it's just, again, with Lane's pushing, you know, against Jeff's will. He goes ahead and he does the thing. And once it gets done, oh man, the final product is always just so amazing. And I am so happy that this one managed to hit 10 mil because it's just an amazing song. And like, even just the way that they went around with it arrangement wise, you can't help but like dance a little bit to it because it kind of has, I wouldn't say jazz. It's not really jazzy, but it's just something that is like, your body will be moving and you won't even like really suspect that it'll be happening. Because it's so catchy. And like, I definitely always say, you know, become a Patreon of these guys. Because Patreon is an amazing way to support them. And you get such amazing perks. You know, I can't express that enough. Because it's just, they're just an amazing group. And they are the kings of Halloween. I mean, I think everybody has known this now. Because their other videos that they've done, their latest one, oh my god. You know, it's always just amazing to see, that happen. And just to see it come to life. And, I'm just always so happy and always so, I'm always proud to be in the backlog supporting them, because like I don't remember when I actually became a Patreon, but once I did, it's been an incredible journey, and I would not want to support them in any other way other than that, because Patreon, just all the perks aside, it just goes to see that your hard-earned money, whatever you're pledging and whatever you're giving to them, is going towards amazing, amazing content. Good sip of my coffee there. And yeah, for Oogie Boogie, I think that about wraps it up. And I'm just in awe of Jeff at the top of his range. I was not expecting that high B at all. Because I was just sitting there and I'm like, oh, like, this is going to be basic. Like, he's going to take it and he's going to push it down. But then, nope, he flipped it up. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm like, okay. I'm like, go get it, man. Like, you reach for that high B, Jesus Christ. And so it's like, and then because like, he just like belts, you know, like not really a belt, but he just did such clean, like just on nowhere, like he just carries it. And then he flips into that high B because it's like, and then, and it's like, oh my God. Yeah, sorry about that. And yeah, he just went for it. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I was not expecting that at all. I did not know that you had that gorgeous high range inside of you. That's another thing I'll say about Jeff. Everybody is impressed about his low notes, but I'm like, nuh-uh. I'm like, if you listen to his high notes, come on. Go listen to Shenandoah and cry like a baby like everybody else does. Because, oh, Shenandoah and High and Dry, shameless plug, but, you know, go check those ones out because they are just incredible, too. So, I'll put links in the description to Oogie Boogie's song, Shenandoah, High and Dry. High and Dry needs more views, y'all. Oh my God, it needs more views. But yes, Jeff, amazing Oogie Boogie. You know, he's always gonna have a place in my heart. And, you know, I think in a lot of people's hearts. I really do think so. And the makeup is always funny because everybody says he's like a mix between Joker, The Crow, and Oogie Boogie. And it's just like, it's okay. You with a little bit of darker eyeshadow and a little bit of eyeliner never hurt nobody. He looks good in eyeliner. I have pictures. So, there we go. That didn't sound creepy much at all, but, and on that note, it's Halloween. It's spooky season, so, you know, I can allow it to be creepy. So, take care, you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And I will see you next time. Take care.